fired.
Good evening. Bill from the Quartz Insiders.
And Doug from the Quartz Insiders.
Again, we're very disappointed that the mayor and our counselor, my counselor, Mike Perry, agreed to be here tonight, and a lot of people come out to hear them, and no show. And yet they send out a nice letter in the mail to every taxpayer within the city saying that they care, they're concerned, and that they're dedicated to listen and act on behalf of the people. Is this the kind of results and what we can expect?
Well, that's what we may end up with in the next 4 years.
I mean, it's quite embarrassing, really, on their part.
Doesn't act on the part of the taxpayer at all.
No. I had a lot of members that couldn't make it tonight, but they were gracious enough to send us a pile of emails, okay, with their concerns, and that they wanted them asked to the mayor and to the councillor in regards to the proposed budget for 2023.
These are pertinent questions that should be answered.
Yeah. So what we decided at the meeting was that we went through and had a good meeting with the people that were here and talked about the upcoming council meeting that's on February the 2nd, Groundhog Day. Isn't that coincidental? At City Hall, starts at 7 o'clock. We're on the agenda. A lot of our board members are on the agenda to speak to the council. And we're going to raise a lot of the questions that were put in here throughout the night to the mayor and to the council. Our biggest issue is what we've got is that do these people understand this Bible? This Bible is the Municipal Act.
Ontario Municipal Act.
It lays out the authority of the council, of the municipality, as to what they can do in regards to their authority and their direction to the staff. What we found is that within this act, our mayor, our council, have made serious violations under the act. We've sent them a flurry of information, trying to assist them and help them not make that mistake anymore.
So you just said, in explaining what the Ontario Municipal Act is, what they're supposed to do, because it is an act of law. But really, shouldn't we be saying it is what they should be doing? Because it seems like they're not doing it.
Correct. That's what we've tried to point out, Doug?
Well, basically, the Ontario Municipal Act is guidelines that are in this act here, and that's what the council should be following, and mayor should be following in order to govern their municipality. But in a lot of cases, for instance, the water billing. These water bills is against the law, and it's stated in the Ontario Municipal Act in many cases where they're actually breaking the law. That'll be proven in the future.
And there's a number of issues. They're charging property tax owners taxes for services not rendered by the city. Example, they're not plowing roads. They call them unassumed roads, so that they don't have to plow them. But yet they're collecting over $3,000 per household off of the one area we know really well. Mm-hmm. And the speaker is going to be there on Thursday night to address it. Over $300,000 of tax money and giving no service in regards to plowing roads or putting gravel or grading the road. And this has been over the past since 2014. You're talking a lot of money, okay, that the city has taken from these people. And under the Municipal Act, it's not allowed.
And no representation from the council in their ward to make sure that work is being done.
So $300,000 times 8 years is $2.4 million.
Correct.
Yeah.
They're going to be requesting that money to be refunded or no taxes collected from the people on that street until that money has been returned to them in services. There's another number of issues within the city where the council, the one biggest one that that's drove this and asked for the meeting was the poor lady, 88 years old. Housing comes up with a new program. They come to the mayor and the council, and the mayor and the council give them approval to basically put homeless people that have mental issues that the staff knew had. And in this one person's case, Mary Webster and Lindsay, it's been a huge topic of discussion throughout Kawartha Lakes. And I'm at the council meeting last week on Thursday, and the housing director was there giving a report on how great of a job that she had done with all this policy and whatnot. And not one councillor nor the mayor even raised the issue with her. In fact, they didn't even know, nor did they care about what's happened to this 88-year-old lady in Lindsay. That is totally disgusting.
Well, also on top of it, it's not a flash in the pan scenario, because yes, she's gone through all this stuff, but in the article it says this may be going on for 2, 3, or 4 more years with her before she has her safety and peace and quiet back.
And that's the sad side of it, because the city could have stepped in and removed her, that woman, from that house. They have the legal authority under the Housing Act. Again, they coerced that poor lady to take in these people knowing that they had mental health issues and addictions. They tried to do it on a number. We don't know how many elderly people are in that same situation that Mrs. Webster's in. We're going to find out, okay, very shortly how many are. But again, this are more examples of what we've got it going on in City Hall.
We have the same situation down at the bottom of Queen Street, where a $12 million project was turned into a situation where the homeless, and I'm not asking for a situation where, but I'm asking for accountability that the homeless people are respectable, because this was a $12 million project of taxpayers' money, and the result is devastation.
Well, literally destroyed the building in less than 6 months. They cut holes through the wall so that they could run from one apartment to the next. They're dealing drugs out of there. The ambulance is there all the time. The police are there. The police got so afraid that they wouldn't even go there because there were so many needles, and they couldn't risk them being attacked from the people that were there. They hired security companies that refused, after a short time, to work for the city. What's that say? And yet the housing had the nerve, the audacity to come in front of council and look at how great of a job we've done. We need more money. They had the nerve to ask more money to come from the taxpayers on people that aren't even qualified nor give a hell about what their consequences that they put on other people within the city.
Should have been respectable people that moved into those places, and they would have been well cared for.
So better upfront screening and a hell of a lot more transparency as to who the individuals, because technically, legally, they should be held responsible in the city for situations that people are now in and can't get out of.
And that's what we've made clear to the council, that this isn't over. We've pointed out, we've tried to inform them, to help them, to educate them. I think they think we're a joke, that they're not taking us seriously. And we've made it clear that after March, if they go ahead and do what they're planning on doing to the taxpayers and the people that require services in the city, they're going to find themselves being served a class action lawsuit. And it's going to be against the mayor and every one of the councillors for their actions, because the city staff can't do anything unless the mayor and the council pass it at council. For Bill, this is a Kawartha Insider.
And for Doug, the Kawartha Insider.
Thank you.
We're asking also that the public maybe come with some in-feed to us, Bill and I,
Yeah.
on some of the things that we've said tonight. We would appreciate your comments.
Yeah, and you can reach either of us. My phone number is 705-328-7197. Doug's?
And Doug is 328-705-328-1199.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
I'll be back.